can start doing the problems from the chapter compound interest. Compound interest. Okay. Now can you read the question, Karthik? You read the question, Karthik.
Find the compound interest and amount if the sum of rupees 1,500 is invested for 3 years at 5% per annum.
So principal is 1,001. Okay, principal is 1,500. And what is the rate of interest given here? 5% per annum. And for the 3 years, isn't it? Then what is the formula we have learned? Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to N. So 1500 into 1 plus 5 by 100 whole cube. So it is 1500 into 1 plus, this one will become 1 by 20 the whole cube. Is that no? Huh? So then if you take the LCM, it is 1500 into 21 by 20 the whole cube. So which is 1500 into 21 by 20 into 21 by 20 into 21 by 20. So 2 zeros we can cancel. Then 15, 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. Again this one will become 2, this is 1.5. And if you cancel this, this is 10.5. So 1.5 into 10.5 into 21 into 21 is 441. So this is where we stopped earlier, isn't it? And I asked you to do the calculation. Check it. Now do the calculation once again and find out what is 1.5 into 10.5. What is 1.5 into 10.5?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I am getting 6945.75.
Okay, let me check. Okay. So what is 10.5 into 1.5? Is it 15.75? Tomling?
Yes, ma'am. 15.75.
Into 441.
Ma'am, it's 6,945.75.
6,000 you are getting.
Yes.
And someone said you are, okay, yes, 6,945.75. Then children, are you getting the same answer? So this is the amount. Okay. So what is the compound interest? Compound interest is amount minus principal. So it is 6945.75 minus 1,100. Subtract this and find out.
5,445.75.
5,445.
40. Ma'am, this is the same answer I got last time.
Oh, okay, then okay. Well, okay. 5,445.75.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it the same answer, children? Are you getting, Aditya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so write the heading. Note, we are going to learn few more definitions. Okay, only few more terms we are going to learn. Not in deep, only the definitions are given. Okay, problems and all it's not given. Just the definitions. Just let's go through that definitions. The definition first one is equivalent rate, nominal rate, and effective rate of interest. Nominal and effective rate of interest. Effective rates. Equivalent rate of interest, nominal rate of interest, and the effective rates of interest. So, first thing we are going to learn is equivalent rate. So, now listen children, what is meant by equivalent rate? Suppose, listen, you can write afterwards, first listen to it. Okay, you should understand it. What is meant by equivalent rate? Suppose two rates of interest are there with different conversion period. Okay, suppose I am giving 3% interest for 5 years or 4% interest for 3 years. Sometimes the amount, interest will be same. Periods are different, rate of interest is different. But the interest is same. Is it clear? Are you able to understand what I am saying here? Is it clear, children? Two annual rate of interest with different conversion period. Sometimes one may be for compounded annually, the other thing may be compounded half yearly, but the interest is same. Although this is calculated 2 times, the other one is calculated yearly once, but the final interest will be same. In such case, we call that two interest rates to be equivalent. Is it clear? What I'm saying, is it okay? Able to understand this? So two rates of interest with different conversion periods are said to be equivalent if they give the same compound amount at the end of the year. At the end of the year, if you are getting the same amount, then it is said to be equivalent. Is it clear? Write the definition. So two rates of interest with different conversion period. With a different conversion period are called equivalent. If they give the same amount. If they give the same amount at the end of the year. At the end of the year.
Can you repeat it?
Two rate of interest with a different conversion period. Two rate of interest with different conversion period are called equivalent if they give same amount at the end of the year. That means at the end of the year, the amount we are getting as interest should be same. Then we call both the rates to be equivalent. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Suppose I am representing it for half yearly. At the end, I am getting 10 rupees as interest. Same amount, rate of interest will be different. Suppose it is compounded quarterly, and at the end, again I am getting the same interest. So these two are, we can say it is to be equivalent. What is the meaning of equivalent? Same, isn't it? So interest will be same, but calculation period and all is different. But at the end, the interest will be same. Okay, write the next one. Next definition is nominal rates or nominal annual rates. Nominal rates or nominal. So when, okay, write the definition, nominal rate. When interest is compounded more than once in a year. If interest is compounded more than once in a year, if the interest is compounded more than once in a year, the given annual rate is called, the nominal rate. The given annual rate is called the nominal rate. And the rate of interest actually earned is called effective rate. And the rate of interest actually earned is called the effective rate. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so now listen. Suppose I am depositing, listen children, uh, suppose I am depositing 10,000 rupees. Suppose I am depositing 10,000 rupees at 4%, at 4% interest, compounded quarterly. Compounded quarterly. I am depositing 10,000 rupees for 4% interest, compounded quarterly. So at the end of the year, I am getting an amount rupees 10,406. I am getting an amount 10,406. Okay, is it clear? Okay, imagine, suppose I am depositing 10,000 rupees for 4%. Okay, we are depositing 10,000 rupees at the rate of interest 4%, compounded quarterly. And final amount, finally at the end of the year, I am getting 10,406. Now consider the next situation. The same amount, I am depositing it for the rate of interest 4.06%. I am depositing it for the rate of interest 4.06%. At the end of the year, it is annually. So at the end of the year, I am getting the same. I am getting the same amount. Is it clear? 10,000 rupees at the rate of interest 4.06%. Again, at the end, what is the amount we are getting? 10,406. Here it is compounded quarterly, but here it is compounded annually. Here it is 4%, here it is called 4.06. So both the things, these two are equivalent because the final amounts are same. Is it clear? The final amounts are same. So both are equivalent. Both are equivalent. So here this 4% is called the nominal rate of interest. This one we call it as nominal rate of interest. 4% is called the nominal rate of interest, where this 4.06% is called the effective rate. Effective rate means yearly what is the interest. Okay, although it is given for 3 times, 4 times a year, what is the annual interest rate? That rate we call it as effective rate. Is it clear? Is the definition okay? Are you able to understand what is meant by nominal rate, effective rate? These two rates will be always equivalent. Nominal rate and effective rate will be equivalent. Okay? So now, what is the formula to convert nominal rate into effective rate? Write the heading, formula for converting nominal rate to effective rate. Formula to find, otherwise you can write formula to find effective rate when nominal rate is given. So, suppose the nominal rate is R%. Suppose the nominal rate is R%, compounded P times a year. Compounded P times. Compounded P times a year. So this is the nominal rate. Suppose R is the rate of interest which is compounded P times a year. Then the effective rate is given by. Then the effective rate of interest is given by. Effective rate of interest is given by 1 plus R by 100P raised to P minus 1. 1 plus R by 100P whole raised to P minus 1. Okay. Right, the next one, next formula, present value. Present value or present worth. Present value or present worth. What is the present value? That's what we are going to calculate. Okay, what is the present value? So the present value we denote it as PV. Present value PV of a sum of rupees P. Okay, of a sum of rupees P due n years, that is after n years. After n years, if the amount is P, what is its present value? Present value of sum P due n years at R% of compound interest is. At R% of compound interest is. R% of compound interest is, present value is given by P by 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. P by 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. After n years, the amount is P. So what is its present value? So how you find the present value? It is P by 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. Okay, so this much formulas we are learning this year. Okay, now let's do some problems based on this. Write the question. Write the question, children. Calculate the amount and compound interest. Calculate the amount and compound interest. Calculate the amount and compound interest on 10,000 rupees. On 10,000 rupees. Calculate the amount and compound interest on 10,000 rupees. Compounded annually. Compounded annually for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years. At 4% per annum. Compounded annually for 2.5 years at 4% per annum. So it is compounded annually. But look at the time period given here. 2.5 years. 2 years and half is there. Fraction is there. Isn't it? Some left out months are there. So how to do this? So when interest is given annually and the time is given, time period is given in fractions. It is not a full years, 3 years, 4 years. If it is not given as a complete years, then what is the method? Listen here. So first you find the compound interest for first 2 years. 2.5 years. So you take the full years. So you can take this as 2 years plus 6 months. 2 years and 6 months, and look at the rate of interest. Rate of interest is given as 4% per annum, compounded annually. And what is the principal given here? It is 10,000. So you find the compound interest for 2 years. So this one will be doing it in 2 steps. Find the compound interest for 2 years. You find the interest for 2 years. So what is the formula here? Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole square. For 2 years, it is the whole square. So principal is given as 10,000. 10,000 into 1 plus 4 by 100, the whole square. So which will be same as 10,000 into 4 by 100 means is it 1 by 25? Is it 1 by 25? So 10,000 into 26 by 25, the whole square. So which is 10,000 into 26 by 25 into 26 by 25. So find the amount. What is the amount you will get? So this is step 1. When the interest is given for annually and some months are left out. If the given time period is not fully in years, then you take the full year and find the compound interest first. Find out what is the interest. Aishwarya, are you getting the answer?
Is it 10,816?
Yes, it is correct. 10,860. Now listen, children, listen. So this is the amount after 2 years. Now listen, 6 months are left out. Okay, what do you have to do? For that 6 months, we have to find the simple interest. Okay, because the full year is not complete. 6 months it's left out. So what do you do? We will be taking this amount. This is the second step. Whenever the year is not fully complete, then for the left out months, what you have to do? We will be finding the simple interest. Okay, to find the simple interest. So what is the formula for the simple interest? P into PRT by 100, isn't it? So P is here 10,816. What is the rate of interest given here? Rate of interest is 4. And time period, look at the time period, it is for 6 months. Okay, it is for 6 months. If you convert that into years, what you will get? 6 by 12 by 100. Okay, 6 months, 10 years and half a year means it is 6 months. So 1 by 2, 6 by 12, 6 months. If you convert it into years, 6 by 12. Let's simplify this. So this is 2 and this is 2. 10,816 into 2 by 100.
216.32.
216.32. So this is the simple interest. Okay. So what will be the amount? What will be the amount? Amount is equal to P plus I. So what is the amount here? So it is 10,816 plus 216.32. So this is the amount we will get at the end of 2.5 years. This is the amount we will be getting at the end of 2.5 years. So what is the amount? When you add this, what you will get?
11,032.32.
11,032.32. Okay, it's correct. So this is the amount. So we got the amount. The question is calculate the amount and compound interest. So what will be the compound interest? Amount minus principal. So 11,032.32 minus 10,000. Simplify this, we get the answer. Is it okay? Is it clear? Is it okay, Aditya Satyan? What is the compound interest you are getting here? What is the final answer? Yes, Karthik, what is the final answer, Karthik? Aparna?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
1,032.
1032.32.
1032.32. So this is the compound interest we will get. Is it okay? Is it clear, children, how to find the compound interest annually? Okay, if it is not complete years, what you will do? We'll take for the compound interest for the full years, and for the remaining months, you will be finding the simple interest, and we will add that too. Is it okay? Now write the next formula. Again, the next formula is, write the next one. When the rate of interest, when the rates of interest, when the rate of interest for the successive periods, for the successive periods, for the successive periods are, for the successive periods are R1%, R2%, R3%, and so on. Then the amount is given by, P into 1 plus R1 by 100 to 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100, and so on, and so on. See, suppose, okay, they are saying first year the compound interest will be 5%. Next year the compound interest will be 6%. Third year the compound interest will be 7%. So every year the rate of interest is going on increasing. Is it clear? It is compounded annually, but first year it is R1%, second year if it is R2%, third year it is R3%, and if it goes on like this, in that case the amount is given by P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100 and so on. Okay, children, is it okay? So based on that, let's do the next problem. Write the question. Write the question. How much will rupees 25,000? How much will rupees 25,000? How much will rupees 25,000 will amount to in 2 years? How much will rupees 25,000 will amount to in 2 years?
Can you repeat the question?
How much will, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How much will rupees, how much will rupees 25,000 amount to? Rupees 25,000 amount to in 2 years. Amount to in 2 years at compound interest. At compound interest. If the rates for the successive years are, if the rates for the successive years, if the rates for the successive years are 4% and 5% per year. If the rates for the successive years are 4% and 5% per year. 4% and 5% per year. Look at the question. What is given here? Yeah, okay. The principal amount is 25,000 and we are depositing it for 2 years. We are depositing it for just 2 years, but look at the rate of interest. For the first year, the rate of interest is 4%, and for the second year, the rate of interest is 5%. Every year it is increasing for the 2 years. So what is the formula? Then what is the formula we have learned for finding amount? Amount is P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 for 2 years. So up to R2 is enough. So it is 25,000 into 1 plus 4 by 100 into 1 plus 5 by 100. And then simplify this. 25,000 into, if you want, you can cross multiply this and you can write this as 104 by 100 into 105 by 100. And then simplify it. So it is 25 into 104 into 105 by 10. So this one, if you cancel, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 5. And if you cancel by 2, this is 52. So 5 into 52 into 105. What is the answer, Aishwarya?
5,46,000.
5,46,000. No.
27,300.
Yes. It is 27,300. See, what is the principal amount? Near to it only we will get. Okay. If it is 25,000 and if you are getting 5 lakh, then surely it is wrong. Isn't it? Then everyone will rush to the bank. Okay, children. So complete this one. Okay. Okay. Meet you in the next class.